Hey everybody, it's Joyce here at Shadow Bayou Tarot with a little lanyap, and tonight I wanted to just go over a few things with you guys. I wanted to go over different jar workings in Conjure and, different practices, do these different jar workings. It's really a big thing that is in Conjure. Among other things. And I'm also going to do videos on the different conjure waters, different washes and whatnot for protection, the different dirts, the tools used in conjure commonly, and what drawing and removing is, drawing is to bring things in that you want or need, like money, success, love, and removing is like reversals, cleansing, cut and clear works, just something to remove it away from you or a situation. That's removing work, and then the drawing works. So I'm going to do different videos, regarding all these different subjects here. And there's other things too. I'm going to be doing, talking about herbs and some of the substitutions you can use with herbs, okay? I have spices, foods such as vegetables and fruits that you could use in Conjure. You can make, you could do the setting of lights as an offering to your deities with. You can use a hollowed out shell of a mirliton or some hard shelled vegetable and clean that out. You can put vegetable oil, you could put a little olive oil, whatever oil you choose. I personally like olive oil a lot. I use that in grapeseed oil a lot. But you use what you have, and a little wick, a little floating wick, and you can dress it with dried herbs and dried flowers like rosebuds, or a little bit essential oils. You can do that as an offering, paying homage to your deities, thanking them, your ancestors. You could do that. And you would normally put that in a slow moving, flowing body of water. You light the little wick. It's sitting a little bit of oil there and just kind of make sure if you put herbs, you would kind of just push it aside, not, but it will float. It will float. It can light up, but usually you don't really have that. You just put a little bit. You don't pack it down. And that's just an example. And you would just light it and let it go. If you don't have a body of water to put it, you could just set the little, carved out vegetable on your counter on a fireproof, like you can get a pan. Line it with aluminum foil and stick like your cleaned out mirliton shell. And you can put a pumpkin. I did it the other day, a small pumpkin. You clean out the innards, okay? And I just put a candle, but you can put a little oil with a wick, and you can use it as an offering, okay? You could use it as an offering. You can use it in ritual. You can use it as part of a spell. You can do whatever you want with it, but it's traditionally and commonly, used as an offering and a thank you to the deities that you work with or your ancestors. It's just those types of talks that I'm going to start doing videos on in between the tarot readings. So I just want to kind of, give you guys a little information. I'm not going to go into these big, long, dramatizations of everything, but I do also want you to understand what I'm saying. So, of course, I have notes because I'm going to forget what the hell I'm saying because, I go off on my tangents, talk about all kind of shit. my friends say it's called seeing squirrels. Well, hell, I see a lot of squirrels lately, don't I? So, okay, I digress, see? I just go on and on. So, the most popular to me in jar workings. Jar workings are very easy. They make things, you bring things together, whether you're doing it for positivity or negativity, it keeps everything together, okay? And you want that. You want things to be, I believe, that energy is passed on through touch and words. And if you speak to your ingredients and the tools that you work with, you touch the ingredients and the tools that you work with, well, they also have properties. Then you infuse more energies of your own and your intentions into each thing. You intensify that energy. You intensify their properties. You intensify the work. And then they come together and blend. And they stay remaining touching. Boom. It's not all separated. And I know having things around each other helps with the energy, but when you have them constantly stuck together, after you've enchanted everything that's already, infused with its own natural energies and properties, I believe firmly that that just enhances and gives it that little oomph, that they complement each other. You give them each a job, okay, and when they come together, things come to fruition, okay. That's how I believe. You don't have to believe that way. That's just me. Anyhow, I feel the most popular in jar works is the honey jars, and that's used to sweeten any situation that we have, whether it be love, money, whatever the situation may be, okay, that we're doing a honey jar for. And it is a type of sympathetic magic. You can add sugar or syrup to a honey jar. Honey is thick and smooth and sweet and sticky. Sticks a situation. Sweetens and sticks it. It's a very slow moving liquid, okay, so it tends to kind of take its time. The benefits of slow moving working, okay, a working that is slow moving, usually you can bank on it being longer lasting, okay. And, patience is absolute and definitely a virtue in doing magic. And I am really bad about not having patience. So, and that's something that is a battle for me. If I want something, I want it yesterday. I could decide it today, oh, I want this, but I have to get it. Now that I've decided I want it, I have to get it. And I'll do whatever it takes to make sure I get that. Legally, yes. Yeah. But you guys understand what I mean. I am a very impatient person. I've always been that way, and that's, just one of my downfalls. I really need to, I've always worked on it. I'm better than I used to be with it, but I still, want what I want. So, that being said, me in my workings, when I do want them to speed up the process a little bit, yes, I will add syrup. Yes, I will add sugar to speed things up. Keep it sweet, 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 but speed it up. I will add coffee grinds, tobacco, okay, to speed it up, okay. And do know that a lot of these ingredients, and I'm not going to go into every single ingredient that you can use, which we're going to talk about that in another video when I talk about herbs and spices and tools that is used in Conjure, because natural ingredients mainly, are really big in Conjure, and of course in other magical practices, definitely, but there's a reason for that, okay? And there are many spices and herbs and foods and things that are used in more than one type of working because they share dual properties, okay? So, getting back to the honey jar, so you can add, like I said, the syrup, the sugar, coffee grinds, tobacco to speed up the process, okay? And what I always, and I'm bad for this, I get sidetracked, and when I'm grocery shopping or what have you, I'm focused on what I need to get and getting out, okay? I'm not the let me linger in the store person. I'm just not. And then once I'm home, it's like, oh shit. So molasses, because I'm looking at my notes saying, I need to get me a little bit of that. I need molasses because it is for stubborn targets, okay? And it's one of those things, there's a lot to remember, and with the holidays upon us here and trying to keep up with certain things, and I forgot. So add molasses for stubborn targets. It is slower moving than honey, but it's stickier. It's really sticky. And you want a situation to stick. You want it to grab, nail it down. Okay, you want it to, that's what you want. Okay, so those are, you can add herbs to it. You can add, cinnamon. You can add cloves. You can add ginger. You can add, I like to add orris root. That's me. I've seen myself pretty much add pretty much everything I have in some workings that I've done. I like using saffron string. In some of my workings, I do like to add just a few strands of that. It just depends on what I'm doing. So there's beans, tonka beans, in love works you could do. I feel tonka beans you could use in love and prosperity. You can use that. For me and to me and in my opinion, white beans, red beans, all have properties that you could use in workings, and they're easy to stick in a jar. Okay? Also, well, we're going to get into that in another video because I'm going to just keep on. But petitions, pictures, okay, all go in the jar. Okay? Petitions, pictures, personal effects, herbs, oils, But one thing I will say this too, when you're doing a jar working, especially if it's water, ammonia, vinegar, that kind of thing, you want to leave some space. You don't want to fill it up to the top. You really don't. You want to leave space for expansion, like water expands. I know ammonia has a buildup of fumes, and I don't know how that really works. I'm not, the scientific geek, but I always leave space in my ammonia, my water, and my vinegar workings. Always leave space for expansion just in case. Pressure builds and da-da-da-da-da. You just want to have enough space in the jar. So, left over. So, also in honey jars, you can add chocolate candy, chocolate syrup. Okay, you can add heart-shaped, sweet little heart-shaped hard candies, any kind of heart-shaped candy for love work. Prosperity, you can use the chocolate coins. that you get. I see those around Mardi Gras a lot or Halloween. But that's an option. It's not like you absolutely have to use that. Look, you get chocolate how you can get chocolate if you want to use chocolate. To me, dark chocolate is really good for love. That's just my opinion. That's what type of things I use. Ammonia jars. Okay, this is one that I really like to use a lot too, is an ammonia jar, and it turns any situation around. Okay? And an ammonia jar, when you write out the petition, you're going to tape or glue the petition, which I use tape usually. You're going to tape it on the inside of the jar. Okay? And you're going to tape it where the writing is facing on the inside the jar, not the out, the inside. Okay? And that's how you're going to place the petition in an ammonia jar. If you want to place it like that for any jar working, you can. There's no rule. Okay? But in this particular working, I feel it's best to surround it, okay, with your petition facing in. And I've heard of other people doing it that way. I've also known of people putting their petition, like writing it again on a smaller paper and taping it face in on the lid of the jar. On the inside the jar, face in. You can put a picture there. If you need to put pictures, if you want to put pictures, nail clippings, any type of personal effect, hair, blood, semen, urine, whatever you're doing, you can put a little bit of that in any jar working, but an ammonia jar, the petition has to be, and if you can't, for some reason, you can't tape it or glue it, just stick it in there. As long as you just put that thing in there. It's better to put it in there than not have it in there, okay? And then, getting back to the petition in an ammonia jar workings, you write the petition as the situation is. Yes, you want it to change, you want it to reverse itself, you want it to work in your favor or in the favor of the client you're working for. But it will turn around any situation. So you write out that petition, the situation as it is, not the way you want it, but as it already is, because what's going to happen, the message is, you see, this is how it is. And the magic, the spirit turns it around. So never write in an ammonia jar what you want. Write as it is. How it already exists. And that situation is going to get turned around. Alright? And so you get that ready, you get your petition ready, you put your ammonia, if you want to put a little bit of herbs, you want to put a stone, you want to put a crystal, you want to put whatever you want in there, that's fine, put that too. You seal the jar with the lid. Shake it gently, shake it. Okay? You can put a lodestone, you could put a magnet, you could put a regular stone, you could put whatever you want in your jar, it's your jar. You're shaking it, thinking about your situation and how you want it to be. Okay? Then you flip it upside down, you put a candle on top correlating with the situation, you light it, you of course your candle is dressed, you light it, and it burns down and seals it, okay? Of course, you're still going to work that jar. I'm just giving you the basics. And how you work the jar after the candle is burned down, how you maintain that jar is you keep it in a cool, dark place where it will not be disturbed found by others. You keep it in a private, dark, cool place. And for me, how I feel, once a day, go shake that jar just a little, gently, to keep it active, to keep it from getting a stalemate, to keep it from getting dormant. You want that to stay magical. And you dispose of it once you see the result, okay? And you can pour the ammonia in any flowing body of water. You could bury it not on your property if it's a, kind of a woo-woo thing. You can repurpose the jar. If you cleanse it properly, you can repurpose the jar, okay? So, moving on. Vinegar jars. Now, vinegar jars are to repel a situation, to aggravate somebody, to annoy them, mess with them a little bit. But the thing with vinegar jars is they have dual energies, so you can easily bind something to you. You can preserve it, okay? Because vinegar is a preserving agent also. Okay, so if you decide you want to do it, and I hate how my brush strap keeps showing y'all, I'm sorry. If you want to do a vinegar jar on someone, please be very focused on exactly what you want, because you might actually do the reverse. You might actually keep the situation or the person there instead of getting them or the situation away, have it repelled and away from you or whoever you're doing the work for. You might actually bind it there and to you or whoever it is you're working for. So, you got to watch it with the vinegar. I like my ammonia jars and my honey jars. That's me. So, alcohol jars is to preserve a situation as it is. You can use vodka, rum, or whiskey. You can put herbs, like I said. Always put your petition in there. You can use herbs, oils, spices, whatever you want. Leave a little room, in there. But, if you want to do that, you can. Alcohol jars when you put herbs and whatnot in there, it works similar to how a tincture works. It pulls out the properties of that herb, or, if you got dried flowers in there, of the flowers, it pulls out the properties of that, and, it's a preservative jar, so you can, keep that situation as it is, but it basically works like that. So you're going to want to put the proper, tools, the proper herbs, the proper spices and whatnot that you choose to use. Sour jars, okay, that's used. A sour jar is like when somebody attains something that they don't deserve, that they lied about, cheated about, got something undeservingly, and like took credit for something that they didn't do, and they get all these blessings for that, and they get all this stuff, a promotion, a raise, and all this, and they didn't do anything to deserve it. They lied. So basically what a sour jar is to bring out the truth, to bring out the reality of the situation, to bring out, what happened. It just brings it out, okay? You can use dill. You can put an alumbre stone in there, fresh lemon juice, any sour properties of like the dill and the lemon juice. And alumbre pulls, it draws out, right? It pulls out negativity. There you go. And so that's all you really need. You know, you could use whatever you want as long as you use the right property, you know, the right ingredients. You can use any type of, you know, souring herbs and whatnot. You know, something to pull, to draw out, because that is the purpose of a sour jar, to turn it sour on them. You know, because they did acquire whatever they did get by dishonest means, and that's what you do, and you kind of jinxing that for them, but you bringing out the situation, you know, the reality of it. Ice jars, that's to stop people from slandering you, gossiping, talking about you, and it's like it binds them. It just stops everything, just kind of, you know, because it freezes. So you can use alum in that. Chia seeds, red pepper, and alum is good to put in that water, and that'll stop somebody from talking shit about you, okay? Lying, you know, fill the jar like halfway with water. Just make sure you don't fill it, you know, you want to have enough for water expansion, and then put it in the freezer. But it does stop people who are malicious. And do I have, what else I got? I believe that's all I wrote down. But this is like, you can do, shoot, you know, the witch's protection jars. I have one in my living room. But you could do a protection jar for anybody. You know, if you want to have one, you know, you want to put in your family's home, if they accept that type of thing, you know, they're cool with it, you can make one for your family. You know, protection jars, you can make them really cute. For me, I didn't make anything cute. I just kind of put everything I wanted in there, and it's in my windowsill and my bay window in the front. But you know, you can make it nice and put it somewhere. They could put it somewhere, and people think it's just a little, you know, decorative thing in their home. Or they can hide it or whatever they want to do with it, but you could bury it in the front of your property, you know. But those are nice. You know, you could do all kind of different. To me, you could do it for anything. You know, you can do money jars. You could do whatever you want, you know. But the thing is, these to me are very popular. Personally, I like to use, which, like I do say, I have my protection jar, believe in that. And I don't look at it as a working, it's just a thing. Honey jars and ammonia jars, for me personally, is mainly what I do. You know, I have done freezer spells before. I'm not crazy about them. It really fills up my freezer. Like I've done that in the past. But honey jars, ammonia jars, to me are the most basic, you know, most popular. Alcohol jars are good too. I haven't had many situations I needed to or wanted to preserve because everything changes so quickly. You always work in that ammonia or that honey jar. So, and I do speak for myself, trust me. So, yeah. I hope I didn't ramble too long and too hard and too confusingly. I started making notes so I don't confuse people and don't ramble, but guess what? I still ramble like I'm crazy. So, if you have any questions, just email me or leave them in the comment section. I will answer them. I appreciate your time, and I will be making some more videos probably tomorrow on Conjure, either the Conjure waters or herbs and substitutions for some herbs. I mean, I can't go through all herbs, but you know what I have, what I work with, and what are commonly used, and, some household tools, in Conjure. So, yeah, y'all, I want to kind of give a little info. Use it if you want. Take it or leave it. But I'm putting it out there, okay? So thank you again for your time. And I hope you're enjoying your week. Thanksgiving's coming up if you celebrate it. If I don't see you again, or if you don't see me again, have a happy Thanksgiving, a blessed Thanksgiving, an abundant Thanksgiving. And I will see you soon. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.